Okay, so it seems it's going a bit slow. There's some interesting stuff going on. Let's go to the next one. Okay, farm attack. Workers tied up, firearms stolen. That is just, it happens like 3, 4, 5 times a week in South Africa. There's not even that many farmers left in South Africa and they're already trying to protect themselves. Just think how it would have gone otherwise. Here you go, here's another one. Farm worker seriously injured in a panga attack. So the guy was guarding cattle. Some guys came, they would probably cut the lower parts, sinews of the cattle and then kill them for the meat. So they decided to go and really chop this poor guard up badly. Probably a black guy. Yeah. Wow. And this CEO of a law firm actually assaulted that lady who was 8 months pregnant. He should really be put away for a couple of days to wake up. Okay, here you go. Once again, we're talking about the different minority groups in South Africa. What do they do? Where do they go? You're talking about the ethnic groups. You're talking about the political party. Okay, so it looks like they basically talk a lot about the fact that colors in South Africa is a vast array of people. Some of them are the original Khoisan, some of them are black-white mixes, some of them are Malayans coming over, and then some of them are Malayans mixing with other colors or blacks or Khoisan, things like that. Yeah, that's something else that people don't really know about South Africa. And these people see themselves as their own group, with their own ethnic background, really, or so on. So yeah. Okay, so I'm guessing the political party is trying to fight for the minority group. Good luck. It doesn't really help in South Africa. Okay, so this is not really anything else. It's just basically talking about people voting for this party. Okay, I've actually thought it might be people feeling that they're marginalized. Although colored people probably have a reason to feel marginalized. A lot of the issues they have is just being swept under the rug and ignored by the government, and for that matter, AfriForum looks after the white people's interests, not theirs mostly. Though sometimes AfriForum would help them as well. But not directly just them. It'd usually be like something that's an issue for both them and the whites. They're going to release statistics on farm attacks and murders in South Africa? You gotta be kidding me. They are definitely going to fudge it. There is no way they will bring out the right numbers for you. If you think only 500,000 white South Africans have left South Africa, you have to go examine your head. In 1989, the white population of South Africa was 5.9 million people. Currently, it's just on 4 million. That is not 500,000. That is more than 35% of the white population. You must remember, most of these people were productive, and a lot of them is the middle and upper class they left. And that's a lot of pain for the country, because that country was upheld by all the white people. That's the only people that paid anything for South Africa. They paid all the taxes, they paid for all the infrastructure, they paid to help all the other groups with their basic necessities. Nobody else in South Africa paid a dime in the old regime. And so this is sort of the same kind of fudging of numbers that you can expect. Like, for instance, probably small holding murders, they will make that probably not farm murders, but more just basic rural murders, or they would have other rural murders involved with farm murders to go and fudge the stats. You can't expect anything good out of this. You'd be a fool to think it. Okay, so here's another interesting one, a bit of propaganda about potentially some Afrikaans white supremacist group trying to infiltrate political groups or organizational groups, and then they're going to try and topple stuff. I think most of that is utter bull. I don't think white people in South Africa have a lot of power, especially Afrikaans white people. I would say English white people, in general, probably not. Those with the business connections, they still have power. The rest of the white people have nothing. They just go with the flow and try to make what they can. A lot of them just like put their head in the sand and ignore anything that might happen in the future. So yeah, I think this is utter bull. You can be pretty sure of it, it's utter bull. It's not like the other thing to remember about white South Africans was these groups that's called like the Boeremacht, they are super marginal in South Africa. I mean, they literally would have 0.1 or 0.01% of the white vote. That is even in the old regime how it went. In the old regime in South Africa, 98% of the people voted for the centralist white group. That is how it was in South Africa. Nobody voted or cared about these people. They're a very, very small minority, like super ultra small. Not really like the Nazis in Germany that had like 10, 15, 20% of the vote or whatever. It's not the same. Although I'm pretty sure the socialists and communists international groups in places like Europe would like to act like it is. May they get on their heads what they think of others as well. Yes, yes, a bunch of people, 18 people arrested in an crime operation. People get slapped on the wrist, they'll just walk away and do the same thing again. Okay, there's someone that's been causing a lot of issues in Bloemfontein at the university and robbing students and staff, and the police basically killed one of the robbers. Probably for every robber that the police kill, the robber kills a policeman. Some corruption, a lot of cash. A lot of cash being smuggled out of South Africa. Not sure if it's drug money or maybe some kind of pyramid scheme. I'm going to look at it. Wow, so someone abducted a small baby and they asked for a big ransom. And they caught them. Good. Shame. Looks like the boy got some injuries. Look at all these marks. Looks like the baby got beaten up. Looks like the baby got beaten up. So the domestic worker that worked for this family basically stole the baby, and then they decided to do the whole ransom thing. You can just imagine if the mom isn't around with the domestic worker doing this, what the domestic worker would do to the baby when the mom isn't around. Okay, so 4 Zimbabweans was part of this whole scam. Yeah. And now actually what's happening is the police is saying, although we are saying that it's Zimbabweans, please don't become xenophobic and kill all the Zimbabweans. Xenophobia is a big deal in South Africa. That's all I have to say about it. State of the baby isn't that good. Really not good. Shame. Another farm attack. 2 people arrested, firearms recovered. Let's see if they actually killed anybody on this farm attack. Hopefully not. So 6 people came to the farm, probably in a stolen Hilux. Okay, so 48-year-old lady with her workers all got tied up. And then they stole 7 firearms from the safe in the farm. All the cash and cell phones. They couldn't find the suspects. And yeah, the vehicle was abandoned the next day. Right? It's quite interesting. All the stolen firearms and ammunition was also recovered. Why would all of it be left in the abandoned vehicle? That means they had another agenda. And I'm guessing it's just basically scaring people off their farms. That's probably what it was. Yeah, not good. Teachers protesting. Happy days. The education system in South Africa is so bad now. I think a number of years ago, only 8,000 out of something like 500,000 matriculants in South Africa got a high enough mark in math to do engineering. I mean, you only need like 50% for math or higher grade to do engineering in South Africa. That is scary stuff. That is just no good. 8,000? Unbelievable. Then it takes you about 2 days worth of effort to get 50% for higher grade math. Which should. Worst case scenario, maybe 4 or 5 days worth of effort. Cash in transit eyes at the casino. Yeah, that happens also every single day in South Africa. I think there's about 500 cash in transit eyes in South Africa a year. There might be more even. People are quite smart. They get all these explosive from mines and then they basically blow the whole thing up. And then the people on the highway, other cars will just stop and take like little videos of it or whatever. Act like they don't see anything because they're scared that they might get killed. 2 security guards were shot. So the one was basically seriously shot in the chest. So they wanted to kill the one, and the other one they just shot in the foot to make a point. That's all they have to say about it, nothing else. They don't say about the police chasing them or anything. All they're saying is that the police were there when we were there. That's it. Happy days. Okay, let's see here. Yo, this is rough. Look here. Uncivilized South Africa. Boy 6 years old is brutally killed defending his mom from a rapist. That is South Africa for you. That is rough. That is really rough. So someone was just like stabbing this poor kid in his intestines the whole time and cutting it open till it all peeled out and fell on the floor. It happens in South Africa. You just don't hear about it that much in the news because everybody wants to act like South Africa is this amazing utopia, so beautiful and wow. This is reality for a lot of people. It's quite funny. After 25 or 30 years of this kind of brutal violence, now someone is saying, no, this cannot happen. We cannot remain silent about these things anymore. So people admit, for 30 years they just keep silent about all of this bull. Everybody that wants to talk about it gets called a racist, that's white or Indian or colored, and everybody else is basically all the black people. If they want to talk about it, then they're being called political lackeys for the old regime, the old white regime. And that's the way everybody gets marginalized in South Africa, and all these injustices just keeps on happening. And now the only thing that's happening is people get all super religious and they pray and they don't act. I don't think God's very interested in that. Either way, just a comment. Take it with a pinch of salt as well. Quite funny, in what culture is it all justifiable to kill a child because you are angry? It's not justifiable in South Africa. It's a crime in South Africa. Killing is a crime in South Africa. Beating up a child is a crime in South Africa. Raping his mom is a crime in South Africa. You're not talking about it's justifiable in the culture or anything. Just talking about the fact that people get away with lawlessness and violence in South Africa, that's all. Just two totally different things. That's the reason mob justice is suddenly such a big thing in South Africa. Here's the interesting thing, you don't really know if it is a white person, a colored person, an Indian person, boy that was basically stabbed to death. You don't really know it, they don't say it, but the interesting thing is it's basically either the colored or the white political party that's voicing their frustration with this thing. So you might assume it's a minority group's child that this happened to. And they don't get a lot of children anymore in any case, so that's even worse. Already declining populations. Yeah. And there's a smug on the guy's face. May get his judgment seriously. That is horrible. Mitchell's plane still simmering in Cape Town. There's something happening in Cape Town, and people are basically brewing and all upset and boiling over something. Not sure what, maybe they're fighting about water. People are shooting at the police. Oh, it's a political thing. People are all upset. Yo, that is not pretty. If political meetings turn like that, that is bad news. Okay, I think I'm going to stop this one as well.